Okay, let's argue. Who should pay on a first date, the man or the woman? In my opinion, the woman. And I'll explain why. First of all, they're the prize. So if you're looking for a committed relationship or marriage to a high quality man, then make the investment. Think about it. When you go on a date with a man, the first thing they're thinking is, this bitch is here for a free meal, nothing else. Fuck her from the jump. But you know what? If you pay, it'll show him that that's not what you're there for. You're there to actually get to know him as a human being. And it's going to make him more likely to want to get to know you and not just fuck. You're welcome.
All right. That was an interesting take, for sure. And I think it's new. It's not 100% wrong, but it brings up a lot of questions about who should be paying on the first date. And I've been asking these questions over and over again to different people and getting their take on it, seeing where they stand on things like this, because it says a lot about what they value in their relationships. And I think it's important that we continue to discuss these things here. But this first date video seems like a little bit of a troll, but there's things in here that we can pick apart to see what her values in her relationships have been and what they will continue to be. See if she's really saying this for comedy purposes, or this is something that she actually believes in. So let's just break it down. She's talking about standing out as a woman by paying, and I think that is an interesting concept. It does stand out, but who is actually going on a date and using that as a tool to have sex? A lot of people, right? A lot of people. But at the same time, if all you think that he wanted was sex, or all that you have given him was the idea that sex was going to be something easy, then paying on the first date isn't really going to do anything besides probably make him want to fuck more, right? It's an interesting concept, but what I do want to dive deeper into is why do we have to have tricks, and why do we have to have tips, and why do we have to have workarounds to be able to throw people off of what the perception is that going on a date is a precursor for sex, right? It's the pregame to sex. I think honestly, it says a lot about society, and it says a lot about her views, and probably yours too, if you're on this video and you agree with her that would stand out to you and make you like the woman more, or make you think that she wasn't there for sex, troll or not. And I think a lot of us need to realize when we're going on these dates, why? Why are we going on this date with this person? And then go in it honestly and intentionally. Because I was in this Discord call the other day, and I was talking to these guys, and this one dude was talking about his relationship with this girl, and he was having communication issues. And his girl wouldn't let him, and he was a young dude too. He was around probably 14, 15, trying to get experience. And he liked this girl, but he wasn't trying to commit. And I know that's a lot of us out there right now, not trying to commit to these relationships, not trying to commit to our goals, not trying to commit to ourselves, whatever we got going on. And that shows up in your relationships with these women, and that, they can see that you don't want to commit. And over time, that starts to affect the way that they think about you and the way that they want to continue with you. If they want to move forward, he was trying to get experience and she wasn't allowing it. She didn't want to move forward with what his intention was, because he wasn't communicating that intention and that goal. And I was asking him yo, do you want to marry her? Do you want to, have a long-term committed relationship? Do you want these things that she probably wants? And he was like, nah, I told her that, probably didn't tell her, the experiences or what was going on with him and what he was looking to gain, which was that experience, because he's not going to just come out and say yo, I'm trying to gain experience. How would that sound to her, honestly? And what does that even mean? You're going to use me to practice for somebody else. Like, imagine you coming out and saying that to your girl right now, which a lot of you guys did, but wouldn't admit to that person, wouldn't communicate that. And that's because you don't know how to, right? You don't know how to have these conversations about what you want. And that's okay. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn how to have these conversations with women, learn how to have these conversations with ourselves, not only about our relationships, but about our goals outside, because what we do outside these relationships affects these relationships, and what we do inside of them also affect our goals too. And so thinking that, you know, that's a bonus, or thinking that this is a plus, is kind of insane, because you could just straight up say, yo, this is what I'm looking for. And then if she's also not interested in that, then you have to move forward with your life. You have to move forward and find someone that is. But I wouldn't want you guys to settle and start to change your mind or start to adopt these values of thinking that a woman is special and that she's more than just some, because she paid for a date. Like, you know, that's just a bonus or a benefit of someone liking you. And to touch on the point of, you know, the typical dating, modern dating value that men should be paying for things, that's only a certain type of man. And that is a man that a lot of women in society currently want. They want someone who is going to provide for them. They want someone who is going to take care of them. They want someone who is going to be able to pay for things and be able to, you know, take care of the things that they need, right? And you probably fit the category of the person who wants to provide that, because that's what you've been taught. Cartoons, YouTube videos, TikTok, whatever you're watching, you're being pushed values that you may not be able to maintain, and also not able to, at the moment, produce. And so you're seeing all these videos, all these TikToks of these women saying, I want a provider, man. I want someone to take me out, buy me this, buy me that. And you're starting to feel like you lack. And you're starting to feel like you're not enough because you aren't able to yet meet that quote unquote standard of dating, that quote unquote value that she says she needs or wants or is only going to put up with. But in reality, she's also making sacrifices. She's also not completely embodying that, because she is not the person, like this video is talking about. She's not the woman who can portray that without saying it, or portray that without having to make a video and pay for dinner, right? If the woman that she is speaking to in this video were able to express that and communicate that and actually stand on that, of not just being or going on a date to, you know, have sex afterwards, or not doing whatever and being just something that you have sex with once or not want to commit to. There's many ways that people can communicate that, but it's all about if they are going to continue to stand on that, stand on business in a sense, and back up those values. And that's what I want you to do too. Don't get mad that you aren't able to be the person yet, or not able to provide, because you can honestly get her. Don't let that distract you and throw you off from shooting your shot, because you can still get her. You can still do what you want. But you have to realize that at a certain point, she's going to start to expect those things, and you can either lie to get them, or you can be your most authentic self. And if she denies you, if she don't want to mess with you because you're not where she wants her man to be, and it's her choice too, then you need to move on to someone that can meet you to where you're at and buy into your potential. But this is an interesting video right here. I think it's very, very funny. It's an interesting concept. There's many benefits to getting into relationships with people who actually like you, and they'll want to take care of you too. You know, it's not just a one-sided thing. They'll want to take care of you too. They'll want to pay for dates sometimes. They'll understand sometimes you ain't got it. You know, you might get a couple extra benefits, a couple extra noodle packs, a couple extra this, you know. She might let you hold the car, right? But eventually, the more you take advantage of those things, and the more you take advantage of the fact that she likes you now, and that she is enjoying the fact that you rely on her, the more power she has over you. And this goes both ways. And also, the longer she has to realize, sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Maybe you stop having as much sex, and then she's not blinded by that. Or maybe, things start to wear off after a little while. You get out of the lovey-dovey stage, and she's starting to see you for who you truly are, someone who's afraid to commit, someone who isn't really a provider, someone who really doesn't stand on who they say they are and stand for strong values, morals, and standards. And then you get exposed. And then problems start to happen. That's when you guys start to get in those arguments. That's when you guys start to get into those little fights over nothing. She's not really giving you that same energy. And this is what I was talking about in that group call. He was talking about over time, this girl that he was messing with wasn't giving him that same energy. Wasn't, the things that they talked about before, they wasn't hitting, right? She was getting dry. She wasn't really feeling him. She was probably talking to other niggas who got her blinded again, right? And she'll see she or he is not the person that they want to be with, because we are not dating based on values anymore. And we don't have these questions. We don't have these ways to communicate with these people to find out not only what they value, but also what we want them to value and what we want to see in our relationships. And we're going to work through building that all throughout these reactions. So make sure you subscribe for that, so you can learn how to communicate not only what you want to see, but be the change in the world, because that's where a lot of us do go wrong. We start to seek out things, and this is what the trap for women too. They start to seek out things that they want in a man, but whole time they're not the woman that they need to be to get that from a man, or receive that gift, receive that blessing. Same goes for men too. But it's your boy, Coach Mew. I'm official like a referee with a whistle. I'm coaching you on the rules of your game, and I'm showing you how to win at them.